Down south slanging, rolling with these hustlers. Trying to get rid of all you haters and you busters. Down south slanging, rolling with these hustlers. Trying to get rid of all you haters and you busters. What's the sense of it all? Pimpin' powder and trying to make pennies seem lie on the stand.
Hello and welcome to episode number 8 of WITM Season 8. It's time for another stacked edition of NXT 2.0 featuring 3 WITM matches. First, we have a rematch from last week's NXT 2.0 NXT North American title match that sees the new champion, Cabbages, taking on the man he defeated to become NXT North American champion, Grayson Waller, in a rematch. This time with the tables turned, Cabbages comes in as champion. Grayson Waller is the former champion looking for revenge. And then we have the undefeated NXT Women's Champion, Queen Alpaca, making her Season 8 debut as she takes on Roxanne Perez, a former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. And then in the main event, we have the NXT Tag Team Champions who were retained last week over Schism in action. They'll be taking on Malik Blade and Idris Enofe, looking to build up more momentum as NXT Tag Team Champions. But first, it is that rematch between Cabbages and Grayson Waller. Will Cabbages be able to build up more momentum heading into NXT Heatwave next week, where he will defend the NXT North American title for the first time? Or will Grayson Waller get revenge and perhaps put himself in position for a rematch? It is time to find out and get our first of 3 WITM matches underway.
Making his way to the ring from Sydney, Australia, weighing in at 206 pounds, Grayson Waller. Cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is? And his opponent from Asgard, weighing in at 215 pounds, the NXT North American Champion, Cabbages.
Keep smiling.
Oh, forget it.
And here we go, a non-title rematch of last week's NXT North American title match that saw Cabbages defeat Grayson Waller to become the new NXT North American champion. Will it be Cabbages building momentum going into his first North American title defense next week, or will it be Grayson Waller getting revenge and perhaps putting himself in position for a rematch next week at Heatwave, as Cabbages gets the offense started and connects with a suplex? Cabbages biding his time, figuring out what he wants to do here. It's going to be repeated stomps to the head of Waller. He goes for another, but Waller is able to evade and then misses with a knee. Now Waller attacking the head of Cabbages. Cabbages quickly gets back to his feet. Waller is able to attack from behind. He hits an Irish whip and a drop down and connects with the toss behind him. Cabbages reverses with a gut punch. Cabbages gets Waller down to the canvas. Now going springboard and barely hits Waller, but it's enough to force Waller down to the canvas, but he immediately goes for a cover and gets a 1 count. Waller misses with the big boot and is sent to the ringside. Waller already has his body in the yellow zone. There's a right from Waller. Cabbages responds with one of his own. And the Cabbages plunges the head of Waller into his knee. That sends his head into the yellow zone. Cabbages attacking the back of the leg of Waller. Goes for it again, but this time Waller reverses. And there's a huge clubbing blow by Waller. Axe kick by Waller. Now at a count of 4, Cabbages shoves Waller aside. Cabbages with a slam. Right at a count of 5. Waller sent into the barricade. Cabbages takes him off the barricade and sends Waller back into the ring. And gets back into the ring himself. Waller forced up. Cabbages forces Waller into the corner. He's thinking firm handshake. Firm handshake connects. Waller is stunned. There is the green mist and the punt kick. Cabbages goes for cover. And Waller powers out at 2. Cabbages in shock. He thought between the ringside offense, the firm handshake, and the green mist he had done enough, but this match continues. Cabbages looking to take flight. NXT Universe fully behind Cabbages, but he overshoots Waller and gives Waller an opening to attack. Waller with an elbow strike, sending Cabbages' head into the yellow zone. And now a punch straight to the head of Cabbages. And another Waller making a target of the head of Cabbages. He hits a signature maneuver. And now it's Waller getting a near fall, showing some frustration that was not enough. Cabbages forced up. Onto the ropes. Waller heads to the outside. And hits the Grayson Waller effect, the stunner. He goes for cover. And Cabbages powers out at 2. Waller in shock, that was not enough. Cabbages with a roll-up. Waller powers out at 1. Cabbages misses with the elbow strike. He hits the gut kick. Irish whip. No, rather a drop kick. Sending Waller's head in the red zone, putting him at risk of injury. Cabbages from behind plunges the head of Waller into the canvas. And Waller powers out at 2. We have a great back and forth match here between the current and former NXT North American champions. Cabbages getting some offense in. He's looking to take flight. And connects with the diving clothesline, but Waller with a roll-up. Cabbages powers out at 1. Clothesline by Cabbages, and there's another. And yet another. Cabbages goes for cover. Waller powers out at 2.5. Cabbages asking himself what he has to do to put Waller away. He did it last week. Can he do it again? Waller slowly gets to his feet, only for it to go right back down thanks to the green mist and the punt kick. Is this enough? Yes, for the second week in a row, Cabbages puts away Grayson Waller and builds up momentum heading into NXT Heatwave.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is?
Oh, my cabbages!
gotta pay for this! Pay for this! Pay for this!
Because I say so, when I pop out, they lay low, they know. Blood run hot when that hard coat stay froze. You know how that thing go, I can't stop. Ask who did it, I does it, they finish, they talk it, I live it.
Okay, so let's break down what we just witnessed after Cabbages defeated Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller offered Cabbages a handshake out of a sign of respect. Cabbages went for the handshake, but Grayson Waller went for the low blow. He then proceeded to grab a chair to further beat down Cabbages, but as Waller was about to strike with that chair, in came the returning Darth, the twin brother of Cabbages, who was exiled by the Falcon Claws a few weeks ago for his actions prior to SummerSlam that embarrassed the Falcon Claw clan. Now Darth has returned to aid his brother Cabbages and save him from a further attack from Grayson Waller. Now Cabbages can turn his focus to defending the NXT North American title next week, and it will remain to be seen what the future holds for Darth and Grayson Waller. But for now, we turn our attention to Queen Alpaca, who is making her WITM Season 8 debut 1 week before her first NXT Women's Championship title defense against Cora Jade at NXT Heatwave. She takes on the woman that Cora Jade turned her back on to start pursuing the NXT Women's Championship, Roxanne Perez, the former one half of the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions and former NXT Women's Champion in real life. Will Queen Alpaca remain undefeated and keep her momentum going heading into NXT Heatwave and that title defense? Or will Roxanne Perez be the first woman to defeat Queen Alpaca? Let's find out and get this, our second match on this card, underway.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Grand Rapids, Michigan, the NXT Women's Champion, the Queen, Alpaca.
This party been playing around, never problem show up. Man, I really wanna go up, drink it till I throw up. And tonight I'm having more love. Couple bad bitches rolled up to puff a little dough up. And they giving up the dang things. Puffin', drinking, then we bang bang. Knock it out the frame range. Call a couple more dang dangs. Then my homies with the cane. Now we got a strange thing. Y'all do, I don't. Turn down something I won't. I'm a Grinch when I'm yearning edge. It's so hot up in the spot, I'm thinking partying at Burning Man. I deal with the real when I feel. But tonight I'm taking Bulu to the grill. I'll be damned if it ain't a day. I kick it and can't obey. When life is heavy, we party the pain away.
And from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
And here we go. This match is underway in a rare face versus face match. Both these women are crowd favorites on NXT 2.0, but only one is going to get the victory here. Will it be Queen Alpaca remaining undefeated, or will it be Roxanne Perez being the first woman to defeat Queen Alpaca just a week before her NXT Women's Title defense against Roxanne Perez's former tag team partner, Cora Jade? As Perez's body already in the yellow zone, and Queen Alpaca looking to make quick work of Perez. Perez with a reversal. And an elbow strike. Reversal by Queen Alpaca. And a crossbody. Perez with a roll-up. Perez forced onto the apron. Reversal by Perez. There's an elbow strike from Perez. And a neck breaker. And then the stomp. And a standing moonsault. Perez starting to get quite a bit of offense in, but here comes Alpaca with a massive DDT, sending Perez's body into the yellow zone. Elbow strike by Perez. Alpaca is reversed by Perez, who takes out the leg. Drop kick by Perez, barely phases Alpaca. Reversal by Perez. Irish whip into the ropes. Drop down by Alpaca. Leap by Alpaca. And a spinning elbow. Neck breaker by Alpaca. And a knee drop, sending Perez's head into the orange zone. And now again Alpaca attacking the head. Running attack, sending Perez's head into the red zone and putting her at risk of injury. Perez forced up. And a massive DDT. Alpaca goes for cover. Perez powers out at 2. And now Alpaca with a series of gut kicks. And a code breaker. Alpaca biding her time. Lifts up Perez. That gives her an opportunity to reverse. Now Perez with a stomp to the leg. And a cartwheel. Stomp to the gut. Now kicking Alpaca across the ring. And again, sending Alpaca's body into the yellow zone. Kick to the back by Perez. And a stomp to the head. And now a drop kick to the head. Alpaca with a drop kick of her own. Perez with a roll up. Alpaca powers out at 1. Crossface by Perez. Reversal by Alpaca. Perez evades the clothesline, forces Alpaca into the ropes. Arm drag. Perez with another crossface. And Alpaca breaks the hold. Alpaca misses with a Superman punch. Perez starting to turn momentum into her favor. Sunset flip into a cover. Her finishing maneuver. Alpaca powers out 2.5. Perez thought she was about to be the first woman to defeat Queen Alpaca. But this match continues as the NXT Universe is loving this match. Powerbomb by Perez. She's showing off some power. Queen Alpaca's body in the red zone, putting her at risk of injury. That is not what she wants a week before defending her title. Here comes Perez with a suicide dive. What a great back and forth women's match we have here. Perez perhaps giving Alpaca her toughest fight yet. Alpaca with a suplex. DDT by Alpaca. Perez evades the leg drop. Perez sent to the steel steps. Perez heads back to the ring. Alpaca makes it back in as well. Both women have finishers built up, and maybe the next woman to hit theirs that wins this matchup. Perez misses with a series of elbow strikes, but hits the uppercut. Alpaca with a reversal. Drop kick by Alpaca. Kick to the back. Perez now has two body parts in the red zone. Drop kick by Alpaca. Perez sent to the outside. Alpaca looking to take flight here. It connects, but no, she's caught by Perez, who plants her into the canvas at ringside. Great move by Perez. And a huge DDT. Alpaca sitting to the barricade, and there's a drop kick, stunning Alpaca. Knee to the head by Perez. Perez back to the ring. Now she goes back outside, but Alpaca with a reversal. A series of leg kicks. And an elbow strike. Perez sent to the barricade. Alpaca will take flight, perhaps making flying Alpaca. Indeed she is, it connects. Will it put Perez away? She's stunned. No! Perez powers out at 2. Alpaca in shock. That move almost always puts away her opponents. But it would not be enough to put away Roxanne Perez, and now Alpaca wants Perez on her feet. Crossbody by Alpaca. Alpaca biding her time, but allows Perez to hit a roll-up. Alpaca powers out at 1. And now a series of strikes by Perez. Ending with a crossbody. Alpaca's in the corner. Perez with another sunset flip into a cover. And Alpaca powers out 2.5. Perez nearly hands Queen Alpaca her first loss. Alpaca with a reversal. And a lariat. Alpaca perhaps thinking flying Alpaca once again. She is. It connects a second time, stunning Perez. She goes for cover. Perez powers out of the flying Alpaca a second time. That move has been almost unstoppable so far in Queen Alpaca's career. Now she goes for a standing version of the flying Alpaca, evaded by Perez. What will it take to put Roxanne Perez? Can she put Roxanne Perez away? Perez with a third sunset flip into, but this time electing not to go for a cover right away. Now she will. And Roxanne Perez hands Queen Alpaca her first loss. Okay, and we saw our first instance of a rivalry cutscene universe. Not much of a rivalry, just Queen Alpaca showing Roxanne Perez respect after their hard-fought match that saw Roxanne Perez hand Queen Alpaca the first loss of her career and shake her hand following the match. We've seen 2 different handshakes so far in this episode. One didn't go so well between Cabbages and Grayson Waller, and then one that was an actual show of respect between Roxanne Perez and Queen Alpaca. And now that Alpaca suffered her first loss, how will that affect her going into next week at NXT Heatwave, where she will defend the NXT Women's title against Roxanne Perez's former tag team partner, Cora Jade? That will remain to be seen. But now we turn our focus to the main event. It will be tag team action, non-title tag team action between the NXT Tag Team Champions, Devon and Matthew Rage of the Rage family, and Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. Will the Rage family keep building up momentum, or will Blade and Enofe hand them a loss? It is time to get our main event underway. Let's get to it.
Myself and look where it took me. Push me to always go hard. I'm far from a rookie. You can never overlook me. Believed in myself and look where it took me. All I hate only pushed me to always go hard. I'm far from a rookie. Far from rookie. I'm far from a rookie. Far from a rookie.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 448 pounds, the NXT Tag Team Champions, the
but this shit just too easy like an escort. Oh, wait, kinda getting bored. They got me feeling rich, but I'm living like a poor. Every night I lay in bed, praying to the Lord like a midlife crisis. Can it be ignored? Stuck up in a load and I'm a losing sight.
And there's the bell. Our main event is underway. Malik Blade gets things started off for himself and Idris Enofe. Devon Rage gets things started off for the Rage family. Rage with an arm drag and a knee to the back. And looking to take flight. Blade's body already in the yellow zone as Rage hits the diving cross body and the leg drop. And the attack to the head. Blade heads to the outside. But he won't be there for long. Forced back to the ring by Matthew Rage. He's looking for the emergency tag. Stopped by Devon Rage. Gut kick by Blade, and a series of them. Now attack to the head. Double leg drops by Blade, and a big boot. Rage forced up. And a massive scoop slam by Blade before tagging in Idris Enofe, who doesn't have the best face scan, I see. Had a little bit of that problem that we had with Bodie Hayward in Season 7 with that clipping on the chin, but it is what it is, I guess. I'll maybe try to find a better version of him in the future. But nonetheless, Idris Enofe, not a legal man, as they fight on the outside. Elbow strike by Blade. And a series of punches by Enofe. Enofe sent into the ring post, and now Rage picks him up right at a count of 6. Rage sent into the post. We're at a count of 7. Will these men make it back to the ring in time, or will we see a short match in via count-out? We're at a count of 9. They show no signs of stopping. And it looks like Enofe and Blade are going to get the victory by count-out. And indeed they will. The referee took his time to count to 10, but Enofe and Blade are going to defeat the tag team champions quickly via count-out.
Far from a rookie. I'm far from a rookie. Far from a rookie. You can never overlook me. Believed in myself and look where it took me. Push me to always go hard. I'm far from a rookie. You can never overlook me. Believed in myself and look where it took me. All I hate only push me to always go hard. I'm far from a rookie. Far from a rookie. I'm far from a rookie. Far from a rookie. I'm far from a rookie.
Okay, here is your results and rankings update for this edition of NXT 2.0. We start things off with a match that was originally scheduled for NXT Heatwave, but had to be moved to NXT 2.0 due to Tony D'Angelo having to defend his title at NXT Heatwave. We had Santos Escobar, the leader of Legado del Fantasma, take on Tony D'Angelo, the leader of the D'Angelo family, the stable that Legado del Fantasma was forced to join a few months ago, and Santos Escobar won the match to free Legado del Fantasma from the clutches of the D'Angelo family. Next time we see Legado del Fantasma, they will be part of the SmackDown roster. So no longer part of NXT, and Tony D'Angelo will defend his NXT Championship next week on Heatwave. Then we saw J.D. McDonough defeat Carmelo Hayes. In our first of 3 WITM matches, Cabbages defeated the former NXT North American Champion Grayson Waller in a rematch of last week. Cabbages defeating Waller 2 weeks in a row. Waller attacked him after the match, and Cabbages was saved by the returning Darth. Then we saw Roxanne Perez hand Queen Alpaca the first loss of her career, with Alpaca showing Perez respect after the match by shaking her hand. Then we saw a quick main event with Blade and Enofe giving the Rage family a taste of their own medicine. Last week, the Rage family retained their NXT Tag Team titles, defeating the Dyad via countout. This week, the Rage family on the wrong end of a countout loss. Blade and Enofe getting the countout victory to win the main event. And how does that affect the rankings on NXT 2.0? Let's find out. The NXT Women's Tag Team Champions are Rage K47. Number 1 contenders Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Number 2, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane of Toxic Attraction. Number 3, Valentina Feroz and Alyssa Leon. The NXT Women's Champion is Queen Alpaca. Number 1 contender Roxanne Perez. However, her opponent next week at NXT Heatwave will be Cora Jade, the winner of the 20-woman number 1 contenders Battle Royal. Number 3, Nikita Lyons. Number 4, Mandy Rose. Number 5, Ariana Grace. Number 6, Abba Fire. Number 7, Fallon Henley. Number 8, Ivy Nile. Number 9, Lash Legend. Number 10, Tatum Paxley. Number 11, Taya Hale. Number 12, Tiffany Stratton. Number 13, Zoe Stark. Number 14, Indy Hartwell. The NXT Tag Team Champions are the Rage family. Number contenders Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. Number 2, the Dyad representing Schism. And number 3, the Creed Brothers representing the Diamond Mine. The NXT North American Champion is Cabbages. Number contender Nathan Frazier. As of right now, that will be Cabbages' opponent next week at Heatwave for the NXT North American title. However, that could change because we still have main event and NXT Level Up before Heatwave, both of which NXT stars are eligible to compete on. Number 2, J.D. McDonough. Number 3, Carmelo Hayes. Number 4, Axiom. Number 5, Sol Sikoa. Number 6, Trick Williams. Number 7, Von Wagner. Number 8, Wes Lee. Number 9, Grayson Waller. The NXT champion is Tony D'Angelo. Number contender Tiger Brown. Tiger Brown could have himself an NXT championship opportunity at Heatwave, but again, we still have main event and level up, so that could change. Number 2, Apollo Crews. Number 3, Braun Breaker. Number 4, Cameron Grimes. Number 5, Andre Chase. Number 6, Duke Hudson. Number 7, Joe Gacy. And also, we need to add Darth back to the roster. I already took out Legado del Fantasma, but let's go ahead and add Darth back on and see where he falls in the rankings. Go ahead and do that real quick. Add him to North American title division, and Darth currently sits at the number 5 contendership to his twin brother's NXT North American title. So now we advance to main event, where both Raw, low carders, and NXT stars are eligible. Will we see any of our Raw and or NXT stars in action? We will find out in just a moment. And yes, we will see Alec Winterborn and the Rock of the Falcon Claws and Monday Night Raw in action on main event, as they'll be taking on the Alpha Academy for, I believe, their first time. So a first time matchup, the Falcon Claws versus the Alpha Academy, will be our matchup for episode number 9, our second edition of main event this season. But that's going to do it for episode number 8. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single moment of WITM action. Until episode number 9, where Alec Winterborn and the Rock of the Falcon Claws take on the Alpha Academy, looking to bounce back from 2 straight losses to the Judgment Day. This is Corey with WITM CAW Wrestling, signing off.